Double dose.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Double Dose. Hi Taylor.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? What's been happening?
I'm good. I actually want to tell you about my psych appointment I had last night for my nose job.
The update.
The update,
The
yeah.
red light, green light,
The
yellow.
red light, exactly. My heart was like, I was stopped on the phone while I was talking to her. And she was like explaining it for so long and like talking through it. And because she was like, you know, thanks so much for being so open about it. And she's like, look, you do have some perfectionism or perfectionist tendencies, which like I was pretty open about. But I was like, not when it comes to my looks. Like it's more like my work and stuff like that. Anyway, long story short, she gave me the green light.
Yay.
She did say, she was like, just want you to think about this and just want you to think about this. But like, I would recommend you as a patient to go forward with surgery.
That's so good.
So I'm going to book in
So
with my
exciting.
surgeon for a Zoom call and then book in a date.
Yay.
Yay.
How quickly do you think it will happen?
You know, I think I have really unrealistic expectations.
Okay.
Because I'm like hoping for June, July, but that's actually realistically only 3 months away.
And also probably quite busy.
Yeah,
Because I think everyone wants it in that winter.
So they can have a nice nose for summer. Yeah, that's sort of what I was thinking. But I'm traveling so much from September to December. It's like if I can't do it in that window, it's going to have to wait till next year, which is really annoying.
Surely you'll get it.
I hope so. Or like hopefully there's like a cancellation list or something as well. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, good
Hopefully
news.
they just put you straight through.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what mine said. They're like, once you pay a deposit, we'll prioritize you. I was like, amazing.
I'll pay.
Take my money.
I'll pay it all in one go right now if you give me an appointment in the next 3 months.
Can you just give me tomorrow?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's get straight into our Who's Who segment.
Who's Who?
It's the best intro.
So good.
Okay, I've got them here on my phone. So 2 facts about each other, and Caleb's going to guess who is who. The only thing I ever cook is pasta. I couldn't do my times tables until I was 11. I had pet goldfish called Jack and Jill. I once played the piano, the cello, the violin, and the clarinet.
Jeez.
These are really
random.
I'm
random.
thinking like,
Yeah.
which one of you don't cook? But I don't think you've ever like discussed.
No, probably not.
But then I'm like, okay, so Taylor's a vegan pretty
Mhm.
heavily.
Yeah.
So I feel like she would have to be creative with the food. So I feel like she would cook more based on that. But then that makes me feel bad for saying that. No.
Whoever you think doesn't
Yeah,
cook, we're
I'm
going
like,
to
who can
insult
only
them.
just cook pasta though? Like, oh no, you can probably cook other stuff, but the only thing you ever cook is pasta.
The
Is that right,
preference.
Taylor?
Mhm.
Because I'm asking you because you read out the facts.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, cool. I forgot that I can ask questions.
Yeah.
Okay, the goldfish. How old were you when you had the pet goldfish?
Maybe like 8.
Right. Okay. And where'd you get Jack and Jill from?
Oh, I don't really remember. We had a pet store just close by, maybe like 10 minutes away just from there.
Right. Okay.
My mum actually bought them. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Did they die pretty young or?
Yeah, flushed down the toilet while at
Oh
school.
right. Jeez.
Oh my God.
While at school.
Yeah,
Oh, so you weren't even there.
no.
Brutal.
Did you mourn?
Oh, not really.
Okay. Okay. You couldn't do your times tables until you're 11.
Yeah.
Like all of them, or just because the one times tables are pretty straightforward.
No, just like all of them.
You couldn't do any times tables till
I
you're
don't know
11.
if that's normal. Is 11 like a normal? I don't know. What's that? Year 5. I think that's
Year
actually
five.
I feel
that's
like
pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. But okay, for someone who couldn't do their times tables, were they musically accomplished then? So they could play the piano and the cello and the violin and the
Who
clarinet.
knows? It could be the same person. It could
Were
be
you
different
good at playing
people.
all those? Or
No.
could you just do it?
You could just do it.
Right. I mean,
Just,
yeah.
I mean, we're just saying do it as in I was in the lessons to do it.
Right. Okay.
So,
There's a lot of lessons. Did you skip from instrument to instrument? Is that what happened?
well, some at school and then some outside of school.
Oh,
You
right.
could go
okay.
to like class outside of school for like an hour and learn all different things.
Can you still play any of these?
No.
That
feeling
Good
accomplished
answer.
when you're a kid compared to feeling accomplished at 25 is a bit different.
Fair enough. Oh, I genuinely can't answer this. This is hard. She answered really well.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm proud of myself for
Yeah.
that.
All right, I'm gonna say you had the pet goldfish,
Me.
Taylor, and I'm gonna say you couldn't do your times tables until you're 11.
You're locking that in?
I'm locking that in.
You had the goldfish, right?
50% again.
So who can't cook the pasta? Who can only cook pasta?
I freaking hate cooking.
Taylor.
I absolutely hate cooking. The only thing I will ever cook is pasta, and it's like a creamy, like cashew nut, tastes like parmesan, tastes like a
yum.
carbonara type of thing, but vegan. It's the best. It tastes so good. It's amazing, but I've just refused to cook anything else.
To clarify also, with my times tables.
I was really, really smart in maths throughout all of school.
So I went from being not able to do my times tables at 11 to being like the best in my class at maths by 12.
Okay.
Because I don't know what happened. I think I just it was self-doubt. I didn't believe in myself that I could do it. So I just didn't do it. And then something kicked in when I was 12 that was like, I can fucking do this. But it took me a while.
Okay, fair enough. So sorry, I'm still confused on who played the instruments then.
Me.
Okay, you played
Annie
the
was
instruments.
instruments but couldn't do maths.
I was really good at playing the piano, but like the others we just did because we had to at school.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot of instruments.
That is a lot.
Every year we did like either a percussions instrument or we did like a trumpet type. What's that? Brass.
Yeah. Horns?
Brass, I think it is. Brass instruments.
I don't know.
And I did the clarinet. Anyway.
I hated
wind
music.
instruments.
Wind. Brass? Wind?
Brass. I think it's like the subsection of wind.
Oh,
It's
okay.
brass.
Sorry. Yeah, whatever.
I think that's right. I don't think anyone cares.
No,
I
no one
always
cares.
Very good.
liked at school when I could achieve quietly. So I was so good at math, so good at science.
Yeah.
And then even like woodwork and hands-on stuff where you do your little project and then come in and I would just be the best. And I'm like, no one watched me work. So music was like, I don't want everyone looking. And
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't good.
Quiet achievement.
Except
Just
at
did it,
piano,
yeah.
but I did that like in private lessons.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was all right.
I
Fair
really
enough.
had to think on my feet then about.
Yeah, you were good
That
though.
was really good.
I
I'm
almost
so
believed
impressed.
you.
Oh, that's so funny.
Okay, guys, we are moving on to the sealed section. So on this episode, we're going to be discussing, should you be worried about your boyfriend's female best friend?
I have thoughts.
Taylor, what are your thoughts?
I think I've actually touched on this maybe last season.
I think so.
I think that you should be, because multiple reasons. A guy is not going to be best friends with someone that he is not attracted to, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just doesn't make sense. You don't want to be hanging out and going out and having a drink and going to dinner with someone if you don't want to, like, I guess, show off that person and be around them and be seen with them, in a sense. Also, my ex had a best friend from school. I've
Yeah.
definitely told this story
You
before.
have, yeah.
Had a best friend. They now have a baby. And I was told, don't worry, she's just my best friend. Don't worry.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've got a kid. I've definitely said this before, used to go over there on the way home from work because she was going through a divorce. And whenever we would have an argument towards the end when we were like close to breaking up, he would go and stay there and say he was staying on the couch. And I was like, yeah, right, you're staying on the couch.
Oh, no.
Surprise, surprise, they've got a kid.
Wow. Yeah, okay. I can understand why that's your stance.
The old year 7 best friend.
Right. Okay. I have conflicting like arguments on this. I mean, what's it called? What am I looking for? The word?
Yeah, conflicting thoughts.
Thoughts.
Conflicting
Thoughts. It's been a long day. So, first of all, I have male friends that are completely platonic and like good friends. And I would like to think that their partners are comfortable with me hanging out with them because that's like all it is.
Yeah.
I also have male friends who I have slept with. Like, for the most part, there might be 1 or 2 that I'm like still sexually attracted to in some ways. And like potentially, yeah, we might end up sleeping together. But the ones that like are in a relationship or whatever, I'm so respectful of that and don't see them like that anymore. So
You
and
just
I can
like sort of separate it now.
can completely separate it.
Mm.
So that's why I'm like sort of conflicted on this one, because I think it is situational. I don't think it's necessarily one way or the other. I understand why people are anxious about it because there's so much information out there that like never trust the girl best friend or whatever. And I think in some instances, absolutely, if it feels wrong and you are getting that like intuition that's telling you like, no, there's something going on there, then there probably is.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, on the other side of things, yeah, you can have completely platonic friendships.
Mm.
And like, I can't tell you how many times I've slept in a bed with my male best friend and nothing has happened. Do you know what I mean?
There's so many things that play into it because the girlfriend can trust you and think you're a good person and want to be your friend, but they don't know if their boyfriend looks at you in a sexual way and he's just not saying anything.
Yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, so that would be something, I guess, that's going on in their own relationship, like the lack of trust maybe, or just insecurity potentially. But at the end of the day, like, yeah, I guess that's the other thing. It depends on the person. Like I'm such a girl's girl and I'm very confident in that. And I would hope that, you know, other girls that are in relationships with my male friends would see that and just be able to trust that.
It's really tricky. It's all a gut feeling, I think.
It is.
You know if something's off. You know if they're too close. If they want to hang out and she has no interest in getting to know you, then probably be a little bit wary of her.
100%. Or even if there's a bit of like jealousy there or something that you're getting, I would say as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
just depends on the person.
It does.
Some are good eggs, some are bad eggs.
Yeah.
There's also, I feel like there's some girls who they're the girl best friend. And then if something goes wrong in the relationship, the two girls end up being friends.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That has happened before.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we have some exciting guests on today. This is our first time having two guests on together. We've actually had one of them on before. We have Caitlyn and Micheal. They have been doing OnlyFans together for a few years now, and they have been together for 10 years. Welcome, guys.
Hello, guys.
Thank you.
So for our new listeners, Caitlyn, how long have you been doing OnlyFans for?
Over 4 years now, is that right?
Yeah.
We started in January 2020, so
A long time.
yeah, over 4 years. Time
So good.
flies.
Yeah. So, Caitlyn, you mentioned to us last time that it was actually Michael's idea to start the OnlyFans. When he brought it up, what was your reaction initially?
I was shocked. I was like, oh, really? Because it was our friends that had started doing it and they were telling us about it. And Michael was kind of like, oh, we should do that too. And I was like, really? Like, you know what it is, right? Like, you know what people are doing on there. And yeah, I was like for it.
Yeah.
I was just shocked. I didn't expect Michael to come out and say, hey, let's start doing this.
How long after he like gave you the idea did you actually start?
We like signed up like straight away.
Yeah, because that's what happened with us as well. It was
Yeah.
just sort of like, I hate my job. And then my boyfriend was like, do you want to do this? And then literally that night it was
Yeah.
there.
We were like sitting at camping, like phones out. Okay, like what's the name going to be? Because when I first started, I was like, oh, I don't want my name Caitlyn to be on there. So that's where I got the Rose from, because Rose is my middle name. So
Yeah.
yeah, we got on there, started setting it up, did the verification, and then like the next day we were like ready to post on there.
So good.
Let's go.
Yeah. I think that's kind of how it happens though. Like when I first decided to do it, I was like, all right, let's go. Literally created the account and started posting straight away. Because when
Yeah.
you know you want to do it, like, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Michael, at what point in Caitlyn's OnlyFans journey did you decide to join in?
Well, I was always like sort of a part of it, like from
Yeah.
the very start, but I never used to like show my face or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of decided to do that maybe like a year into it,
Yeah, I'd
like show my
say.
face.
Slowly, yeah.
Yeah, slowly just, you know, kind of didn't care as much about showing my face. And I was kind of just like, you know what, we're doing it. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael, what were you doing before OnlyFans?
I was in banking.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
I didn't know
So-
that either.
Yeah.
Yeah, something different. But
When did you stop working in banking?
it's probably been like over 2 years now.
Okay. And
Yeah.
you've just been doing the Oz Adventure Life stuff and the OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Much more fun.
Oh, way more fun. Yeah, better than counting people's money.
Yeah, that's true.
So now that you both do it full time, how do you share the workload with like who's online filming everything? How does it work?
Well, I mean, I do a lot of it, but Michael helps out with filming. He is, sometimes on my messages as well, just helping send out like videos that people have tipped for and that type of thing. What else do you do? I mean, you do help out a lot with the marketing as well.
Yeah, like filming or like the social media.
For
like
Instagram and that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we we manage it pretty well, I'd say.
Yeah.
I never feel like I'm doing too much of it myself. So
That's good.
it is nice to have Michael's help, especially with the filming and stuff. Because
Having a cameraman is just big relief.
It just makes it like, for a while I was doing it just by myself with a tripod, and it's just, you just can't get those angles that the men want to see, right?
So true.
So Michael, obviously, he's a pretty good cameraman.
Yeah. I feel like also having someone in the room to just like bounce off of. It's like, oh, why don't you try this, or let's do this, and just makes everything so much more natural rather than looking at a wall or a tripod.
Yeah. Yeah, so true. So you guys have recently started doing 3-way content on OnlyFans. Whose idea was that, and how did the other person react when they brought it up?
I mean, I sort of like made the idea a while back.
Yeah.
That it'd be like a good idea, and like we just had heaps of subs like asking when are you guys doing 3-way content. So I was like, we kind of got to give it to them.
Yeah.
Because they're asking for it, they really want it. So, and then just went from there.
Like, ever since the beginning is when people would ask for it, and we're like, I don't know. I was probably more the one was like, they're still a little bit shy, but also as well, like, it wasn't until very long ago when Michael even started filming some of my girl on girl content. So like, for him to start doing these kind of 3-way experiences, it's a lot different on camera to what it would be if we were doing that kind of stuff privately, like, because he's got the pressure of, especially if it's POV, like holding the camera, make sure the camera angles are good, but then also like, just focus on having sex in the background.
It's a lot to think about at once.
So I was like, I think I was ready by the time Michael kind of said, okay, like we need to do something new, because there's only like so much you can do together as a couple, as well as like solo as well. Like you can keep wearing different things or doing it in different places or using different toys and stuff. But it was time to spice it up, and that's what we did, and people loved it. So we've done it a few times now. It's been really good.
Yeah.
There's been no really bad experiences or
it's good.
Yeah.
Do you find it hard to see Michael with another girl?
No, I don't.
I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah, I think so. You have to be so secure, I think, in your relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's hot. I like it. I'm like, get in there.
You're like, I would pay for this too.
Yeah. And then when I look back at it, I'm like, oh my God, that was like so good. Like such a good video. No wonder why everyone else loves it too. But no, it doesn't make me feel uncomfortable. I often get like a lot of other female creators out there message me, or just like other girls in general, just maybe wanting to explore that in their own personal sex lives. And they sort of ask me about my experience, and I will tell them about it. But I also will say, like, keep in mind, we have been together for 10 years. We've got a very strong foundation. We communicate very well. And while our experience with this is, really good, it might not be the same for you. So I always just kind of make that point to other people, like, just keep in mind it might, feel different for you, because everyone has those different emotions and feelings as well. So
I think also, like, if it's a fresh relationship, like if I got into a relationship now and I was like, let's do a threesome, like he'd be like, oh, I don't know about that, like even I might be a bit weird about it because it's so fresh. But I think that the fact you've been together for so long is good.
One of my girlfriends actually said the other day, I think the psycho in me would just come out and I'd be like, get off him.
I feel like a lot of people would be like that.
I would have my days.
Are there any tips that you'd give to other couples on like how to explore your sexuality and all of that with your partner?
I feel like you just have to be really open with each other.
Yeah, and just, you know, have trust and, you know, yeah, like you said, communication is key. So
If you know, you need to feel comfortable with your partner as well, that you're not going to be feeling afraid to speak up if there is something that you do want to explore, even if you think it might be something your partner's not really interested in. At least you can speak about it so that the partner is, you know, aware of how you're feeling and the type of things that you want to explore. And then, you know, you never know, they might actually be thinking the same thing. If you're just keeping it closeted away and you're afraid that they're going to have the wrong reaction or that type of thing, you know, it might just be worth it to talk about. But yeah, that's sort of how it's been for us, is we've always been able to communicate sort of how we've been feeling and things we'd like to try or not try. Or there's, you know, been times where Michael's been ready to do stuff before I've felt comfortable to do things, and it's just taken me a little bit of time to sort of, you know, get to the same stage as him. But yeah.
Do you find as well, I think my mindset with it, if I were to introduce it into my content, I would be like, okay, if we tried this one time and we don't like it, like we're still going to have an experience and probably a good video. And if we hate it, we hate it. Like you don't have to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
for
think,
sure.
yeah, having that just communication and boundary, which you guys obviously have, an amazing foundation.
Before we had done three-way content as well, we'd done like other spicy things with couples, or we've done like couple swaps and that type of thing. So we sort of, it wasn't like a complete new experience that we were going to do it for the first time and not even know how we would feel after, because we'd, you know, done stuff like that in, you know, our private live before we started introducing it into our content. So we kind of knew, like, after those experiences that we were like still comfortable with each other after it. And we never really had a time where we felt like awkward, I guess. It was just, it's fine. And it's been the same with content. Like, we've gone in there, filmed, had a good time, and then it's, you know, if we want to go out for lunch after, like.
I was actually just saying to my friend the other day, I was like, oh, I just filmed with Caitlyn and Micheal, and she was like, oh, how was it? And I was like, you know what? It's like, when we were filming, I've never thought about it before. I was like, this is so funny, because like I am like sleeping with one of my good friends and her boyfriend right now, and we'll probably go out for drinks at some stage later and like act like nothing ever happened, because it's just so normal for us.
Yeah,
like we're just so desensitized to it, I feel, in that way. Like it's funny.
Yeah.
In your opinion, what are the key components to having a long-lasting, happy, healthy relationship?
One really important thing that I would say is you need time to yourself every now and then, especially like with our situation. Like, Micheal has been living with me since we were together for 6 months. So we've been living together for 9.5 years in the same house. And just having that time, doesn't matter what it is. It could be like 5-minute shower to yourself or something. Go out with your girlfriend for lunch, but you need to have that time to yourself.
I actually remember when we went away for Annie's birthday, we were both so sad leaving our partners, and then we're like, we probably need this. And then we had the best time together.
Yeah, and it's nice because then you get to look forward to seeing them again.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, we're with each other every day. We work together. We, you know, live together. So I think that's one really big part of having a healthy, long-lasting relationship, is making sure you're still giving yourself that time, doing the things that you enjoy, having your personal space, because it does get a lot.
Yeah, you definitely need it.
You still got to remember who you are.
Have you guys ever had any arguments or drama come from doing your work?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not all butterflies and rainbows, like any job, you could say. Like, it does take a toll after a little bit. Like, you are doing this 7 days a week, and we're both like fully in on it. Like, it's very busy lifestyle, and it's hard to kind of pull away from that and focus on ourselves at the same time. But yeah, we definitely have our fair share of little niggles and arguments, you could say.
Yeah, there's always, like Micheal said the other day, there's always some part of anyone's job that they hate. And the thing that Micheal hates the most about our job is filming skits for Instagram.
Yeah.
He hates it. He doesn't like doing the marketing, which is like, I'm like, it's so easy. Like, why do you hate it? But he's like, Caitlyn, everyone has this one annoying little task to do in their workload, and this is mine. I just don't like doing the Instagram part of it.
Yeah.
What's
So-
yours? What do you hate?
Yeah.
Surely there's something.
I don't know. Is there something that I complain about? I'm just like such a to-do list person.
Yeah, like, just gotta get it
Yeah.
done.
I've got my list and I'm like, I feel good doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like
So
you're a
I-
social media queen. Every time I go on, there's something from
Yeah.
one of your
Yeah.
businesses, one of your accounts. I'm like, oh, she's doing good today.
Yeah.
I don't know what mine would be.
Maybe like your sets that you have to make.
No, I enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Have to think about that one.
Next time we'll have you back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in our last episode, a listener had DM'd us asking if it's okay for the guy to wank in a relationship. And they just wanted all of our thoughts about it and what we think. So since you guys have been together for so long, what do you both think and how do you feel about it?
I think go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
I don't know. How do you feel if you're like doing that and I'm not there? It's
I don't
just
know. It's just like normal. I don't really.
Don't
you
even
know,
think
Yeah.
about it.
She doesn't make me feel bad about it. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just, I'm comfortable doing it. I know she's comfortable with me doing it. So
Mm.
yeah, like you're not both gonna always be in the same mood. Like
Yeah.
you're not
Yes.
both always gonna be horny at the same time. So, I don't have a reason for Michael not to be able to wank in the relationship. Like you go for it.
Yeah.
Do what you need, watch what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We kind of just said that, like, if your girlfriend's, in the next room or you're turning her down to go and
Yes.
have your own time, maybe that's pushing the boundaries a
Yeah.
little
That's
bit.
where
But,
it's like,
Yeah,
nah.
for sure.
but yeah, if, like you said, if you're away or for whatever reason you're not into it,
Yeah.
just go to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely feel very like pushed aside if I was in the mood and he was like, "Oh, sorry, no, I just want myself."
And you walk in on him
Yeah,
later,
yeah.
like,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, that would
Not
hurt.
in the mood, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would start to think, oh, like, is there something wrong with me? Like, why are you not into me?
Mm.
But yeah, if it's for any other reason aside from that, I think, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
I love
I
that.
agree. Yeah. So, Michael, would you say that OnlyFans has like either positively or negatively affected your body image and how you view yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I have like a pretty strong like gym regime that I like to follow.
Yeah.
Before, or even before I started OnlyFans, but even more so now that I've got my body on
Mhm.
the internet. But yeah, I just follow that, and I actually think OnlyFans is like giving me a bit more of a positive mindset on how I look and everything.
Mhm.
I used to get down quite a bit on how I used to look about myself, and now I don't know, I just don't really care too much about how I look.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to explain, but yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it too. I feel like my body image was so much worse before I started doing OnlyFans, and then having to be on camera all the time, I just like really started to appreciate my body and how I looked, and I got more confident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So yeah, I just like to take care of myself and go to the gym, and I feel positive behind the camera every day that I need to. So
Mm.
yeah.
I find on my page a lot of my subscribers sort of like idolize my partner and love him and want to know more about him and get obsessed with him. They're like, he's the luckiest man in the world. Like, how do I be like that? Do you guys find that as well? That like they really like you and want to get to know you as well?
Yeah, there's a few subs that like kind of know me like by name and everything.
Yeah.
And, like, sometimes they'll ask like, "Oh, how's Michael going?"
Yeah.
So
I love that.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
cute,
yeah,
yeah.
that's pretty cool.
It's
Yeah.
cool to hear it from like guys as well. Like I think as girls we like to get compliments from girls, and then it's cool to see your partner get compliments from guys. It's like it's a nice little like bromance that you create.
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
some of them have like complimented on how I look as well.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, right, okay.
So good. Michael, have you ever had anything negative come from OnlyFans?
Yeah, you could say that. When we first started, maybe not so much. We had friends like kind of question like, "Oh, you're doing OF and all that." But over like the years, we've had friends kind of judge us for doing it and stuff like that, and we didn't really like that. Being judged and people questioning why we're doing it. It's kind of like, well, we're doing it for us. But yeah, had family members and stuff like that, just kind of push us to the side. So Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
same as me.
unfortunate, but it does happen to a lot of us, unfortunately, but that's just all part of it.
Mm.
Yeah.
You sort of lose a few people that probably weren't going to support you anyway, but then you meet so many more people.
Yeah.
So,
So-
true.
It's good and bad. I
Yeah.
guess.
You kind of learn how to cut the toxic people out naturally. Like it's a good way of sort of sorting them out.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can definitely easily like judge someone like pretty quickly now
Mhm.
than what I used to.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely like it's sort of a positive and a negative at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
people love to hear about it and like, oh, what do you do? And then if you say it and their sort of like eyes go a bit funny, you're like, okay, we're not going to be
Nope.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I think we spoke about this on maybe the last episode that I was on, but it's like some people's perception just completely changes.
Mm.
And that's happened in some of our cases where we haven't told, some family members until like a year, almost 2 years into it.
Mhm.
They didn't know that we were any different until the point that where we were like, okay, we're going to, come out about doing it now. And
Mm.
we're still the same people, but they just like to think that you're not. And it's a bit of a shame, really, but, you can't really change other people's perception of you. And,
Yeah.
you just surround yourself with people who still view you as the same amazing person that you are.
Mm.
Yeah.
I literally had one family member not show up to family Christmas because she didn't like that that's what I do.
No way.
She told me when I first started to stop, and then obviously I didn't stop. And then my mum texted me. She's like, oh, by the way, this person's not coming because I told them you're coming. I was like, awesome.
Wow.
Perfect. Makes me happy.
No worries.
Yeah.
Bye.
Wow.
Oh my God.
So, final question. What is the craziest video that you two have filmed together?
Well, we were in Vegas, and what happened in Vegas did not stay in Vegas.
Definitely not.
We hired a private jet and joined the Mile High Club.
Oh yeah,
That
I
is
remember
so
seeing
cool.
this. Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was sick.
It was
So the plane that you hired, was it specifically for that? Because it was like decked out with like
yeah.
it was.
So
Okay.
it's called the Love Cloud, and that's what they do.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
You go up, you have sex on the plane, and then you get a certificate at the end. Like you've
Oh
joined
my
the Mile High Club.
God.
That's so
But it was
funny.
pretty cool. Like we're having sex in a plane, flying over the Las Vegas Strip.
Yeah.
And then next minute we're like, Vegas is in the middle of the desert. Next minute we're like, holy crap, there's mountains like right there. And, I'm on top riding, just looking out the window like, damn, like this is a nice view from up here.
View and view.
Yeah. yeah.
That's so
Yeah,
good.
that's probably our coolest.
Yeah,
I
that's
agree.
very cool.
That's insane.
Yeah,
Was
we-
the pilot cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like they.
They're all sweet with
Yeah,
it.
they
Like,
were.
I mean, they'd probably do it many times a day, but
Yeah.
they just like kind of welcome you on there and everything,
Yeah.
get you all set up, and then they hop into the cockpit, shut the little curtain, and you have your time to yourself. And
Perfect.
How
You're
long
landing.
is the flight?
We did a 60-minute flight.
Oh, okay. So you have heaps of time.
Yeah, you've got
Yeah.
about 40 minutes because, obviously it's 10 minutes up
Yeah.
and then you can take your seatbelt off. But yeah, it's quite a lot of time.
I
Yeah.
thought they would have been like, how you can do sometimes 15-minute
joy
helicopter?
flights.
I thought it was
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. But yeah, I'd definitely do that again. It was so much fun.
oh, 100%.
Love that.
And everyone loved it too.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Bestseller.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for
Oh,
having
thanks.
us.
Where can our listeners find you both on socials?
You can find us on our Instagram. We've got a joint Instagram together. It is only M&C.
So good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, let's get into our spicy sessions. The saucy, juicy topics.
Yeah.
A little bit more sexy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not this one. Okay. I'm really insecure about my pussy. My lips are big and it isn't pink like I know guys like. I don't know what to do about it. Do you guys think guys would find it unattractive?
So this was asked by a follower.
Mm.
I don't think men care.
No.
I think they literally couldn't care less. That's my opinion. I'm not a man, so I wouldn't know.
They like anything.
But yeah, it's not about that. They're not looking at those things. I think those insecurities come from within us, but they don't care at the end of the day.
Mm.
They're not looking at it that closely.
Especially with the colour. It isn't pink like I know guys like.
I mean, but that's the thing about, like even like nipples, vaginas, whatever. you know, some are pink, some are brown, some are, I don't know, different color. Everyone's got different colors,
Do you want
different
to know
sizes.
an interesting fact?
Tell me.
Melanin, which people like, I've had the nasal spray before, and you can also inject it to make you more
Yeah.
tan. That changes the color of your nipples and your vagina.
Really? Wow. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
So when I was taking it like consistently over one summer, my vagina, my nipples, and my lips were a little bit darker. It just
Really?
goes away.
Yeah, it would go
But
away.
like, and I was still making content. Like I
Yeah.
didn't care. I was like, whatever. I knew what it was from. And not once did someone say, "Oh, it's a bit of a different color," or like, "What have you done?" Like, who cares?
You know what's funny? When I first started doing OnlyFans content, I was really insecure about my lips specifically, and I was just something that I was always insecure about. And whenever I would sleep with a guy, it was always in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
When I started doing content, I was like waiting for the messages to come in, being like, "You've got the ugliest vagina I've ever seen." Do you know what they said? That's the prettiest pussy I've ever seen.
Yeah, all of them.
So like they don't care, but like it could look like anything. It doesn't matter. They just say that all the time because at the end of the day, they don't care what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's not important.
It is how it is. Like,
Yeah, everyone's different. It's like the way that all penises are different.
yeah.
You know,
But it's not like, even if it is not someone's perfect vagina, people are sensitive enough to not say that, especially in one-on-one in-person
100%.
situations. It's never going to happen. Like, I might have been with someone whose penis isn't the best looking penis I've ever seen, but I'm not looking at it going, "Oh,
yeah, or like I'm not going to
that's
sleep with that
this
now.
color," or "That's not
Yeah,
quite right."
exactly.
That doesn't happen.
You don't get out your little, what is it, microscope?
Yeah, a magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass and like inspect it. So the other thing is, I think like women who watch porn, like I know I've seen porn before and thought, "Oh, my vagina doesn't look like that. Like mine must be really ugly." Like you cannot compare yourself to other people because at the end of the day, everyone is going to be different.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah. The other thing is, going back to the nipple thing, I think same thing with nipples. Different sizes, different shapes, different colors. They don't care.
No.
They're not looking at that. They're
No.
looking at you.
It's all a part of what makes you you.
Yeah.
And why would you want to have somebody else's boobs or someone else's vagina?
Yeah.
Just they're yours and that's it. You just got to be
Own
grateful
it.
and learn to love it.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, to finish off this episode, we are going to do a Guess Who.
Guess who?
So good.
I'm so nervous.
Okay.
I'm so bad at this stuff.
So wait, I've forgotten how we're doing this. You're asking questions.
Yeah.
I think you start asking questions because I actually don't have many facts.
And then you can also chuck in some stuff. I don't
Okay.
know.
Maybe chuck in a couple of facts to start off with.
Okay, all right. This influencer started on YouTube.
Okay, I was a big YouTube watcher in high school.
Okay.
So this might be all right.
Yep. Do you want to start asking?
Is it a guy or a girl?
It's a girl.
Even better.
So a female influencer.
Female influencer, Australian.
Wait.
YouTube.
Australian.
There's like 5 I can think of in my head.
5.
6 that I used to watch maybe.
How old are they now?
Well, I'm just having to look that up. I believe there's conflicting opinions on this, but I believe 27.
Okay. I'm just trying to think who I can eliminate. I'm pretty sure Chloe Zepp is the same age as me. If not, she's younger. I think she might be younger, so it's not her.
Can I say what type of influencing they do?
Yep.
Yeah.
So they do, or she does, a lot of hair and makeup related content.
Oh. Sorry,
And-
that
and
was not
Can you
the-
say what color hair she has?
Blonde.
Is it Lauren Curtis? I don't know if she still does YouTube.
How many guesses do we get?
It's endless until we get it
Okay,
because we
yeah.
asked quite a few.
Do you
Yeah,
know
fair
what
enough, fair enough.
city she lives in?
Yes, she lives in Sydney.
Oh, what's that girl's name? Oh my god, what's this girl's name?
I can't tell you that.
Oh no, there's this girl in my head. She used to, all I can picture is her old apartment that she moved out of.
Okay.
And it was like a loft. It was really cool. She lived there with her best friend. She's got a podcast.
Right.
I can't remember her name.
So I don't believe this person has a podcast.
Is she still just an influencer?
She has also started her own business. That doesn't really narrow it down.
All of them have a business.
And
Yeah.
podcasts.
Yeah. Blonde in Sydney. Is it Sarah's Day? No, she's older than 27, I think.
Yeah.
Do you have any other facts?
She was in a long-term relationship with a guy basically from the start of her career until somewhat recently, maybe 2 years ago. And when they broke up, everyone was shattered. And he was a realtor.
Oh. Did she date someone after that for a short little
Yes.
stint?
Yes.
I think I might know who it is.
Who?
Does she have a clothing brand?
Yes.
Oh, I shop with them. I know who it is.
Who?
Sammy Robinson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got it.
I actually I didn't meet her, but I crossed paths with her one day at Macquarie
No
Centre when I used to
way.
live in there.
She's
Yeah,
like,
I love her
I love
brand.
her.
She has really nice stuff.
yeah. She's also just like, I just love her as an influencer.
She's also really tall.
very
taller
tall
than
like
you.
us. Yeah.
She's really tall.
Yeah.
I remember seeing her. I was like, oh.
I was going to say, because she
I
actually,
thought it was that girl. Say what you were going to say.
she actually got famous because she posted a YouTube video and everyone said you look like Gigi Hadid, like you're Gigi Hadid's
Yeah,
twin.
she does a little bit.
Yeah, and that's how sort of she got her. Like,
I used to watch her
start.
like travel content with that
with Nick. I think his name was Nick.
ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
There's this other girl who used to date Shani Grimmon's ex,
I'm honestly not
and
good
she was
with
blonde in
influencers.
Sydney, and I think she has a brand.
Oh, really?
Hello, Biddy.
There's a lot of people that are very similar.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode, guys.
Make sure to follow us on Spotify and Apple Music and check out our socials. It is doubledose.thepodcast on all our social media.
And we will chat to you next week.
See ya.